Speaking of Cena, let's take it back to the Royal Rumble when the botched finish, right?
Yeah.
You're standing there in the ring.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind when Vince runs into the ring and you don't know what's happened at the time, but he can't stand up?
The whole day I thought I was getting fired. The whole day it was just a nightmare.
They didn't tell you were winning?
No, I knew I was winning. But what happened was, so I think we were in Bakersfield, but I think we were in San Francisco the night before. And so I stayed there. Instead of driving to Bakersfield, I stayed there because my mom lives there and I want to stay and I want to spend time with my mom. So I got up the next day and I drove. And I was really late to the show. I was really late to getting there. And I knew that I was supposed to go over that night, and it was like a big deal, and I was going to go to WrestleMania. And Vince thought that I was being super disrespectful by showing up late, and he was pissed. And I thought he was going to change his mind and was going to change like the whole storyline. And so I got there, and he reamed me out as soon as I got there. But then the match, and it was botched, and I totally take blame for it because I went over. I knew what the finish was, and I just went over. And thank God we landed when we did, kind of, at the same time. Yeah. It was a miracle. And then when I saw Vince coming down, I was like, getting fired. Most of my career, until like later in my career, I throughout my career, especially in OVW, I thought any day now I'm getting fired. I was just so happy to be there.
At what point do you realize he's torn both quads?
I think like later on, I didn't realize during the match, I didn't know why he was sitting there. I had no idea what was going on, and I was just worried about the match. And then they got him out of there. I think I found out later on. And the funny thing was, so I think, I can't remember where we were at like the next day, but it was the next day, and I got to the building, and somebody immediately said, Vince wants to see you in his office, and I was like, here it comes. So I went to his office, and my heart is beating. I'm like, just in my head, packing my bags. And I walk into his office, and he's sitting, he's got his crutches beside him, he's all bandaged up. And he walks in, and he just starts laughing. And he's laughing like at the top of his lungs, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, you're not going to fire me? And he goes, no, I loved it. It was real. It was so great, and it was real, and nobody would know what was going to happen, but he loved it. I think that Vince thrives on chaos. I think he needs, you think about some guy who's, he's a billionaire. He's accomplished everything. He's bought everything that he could ever buy. He has everything. Yeah. So what's he got left? Excitement. And I think because that moment was so chaotic, I think it just excited him. It exhilarated him. And so even though it was a total botch, I think he just had so much fun in that exhilarating, exciting moment that he thrived on it, and he forgave me.